Emil von Behring injecting diphtheria toxin into a horse in 1890 and discovering that the animal's blood fought back, creating immunity that could be transferred directly into dying children.
Immunity being transferred directly into dying children. Over 130 years, horse blood has quietly saved hundreds of millions of lives.
From tetanus and rabies to rattlesnake venom and COVID antibody therapies, horses never left medicine, and most people just never knew. And with it, the hope that this life, like so many before it, could be salvaged from the venom's cruel advance. In the next 8 minutes, we trace every major breakthrough, spanning 130 years from start to finish. But where does it come from? It begins here on specialized farms, where horses are not just animals but partners in human survival. These horses are immunized with carefully inactivated toxins, so their bodies become living antibody factories. The protocol has not fundamentally changed since 1890, involving immunization, then weighting, then collection, then purification. Modern plasmapheresis removes only the plasma, while red blood cells are returned to the horse immediately. This is the raw material, where one horse and one donation can potentially yield thousands of doses. Plasma travels under strict cold chain because the antibodies cannot survive if the temperature rises.
From pasture to pharmaceutical facility, and the plasma journey to become medicine has begun.
Everything between these two moments, between raw plasma and finished medicine, is a process that has not fundamentally changed in over a century.
Let me show you exactly how this happens.
Every plasma donation is validated, traced, and tracked, so that from horse to final vial, nothing remains anonymous. Frozen plasma is thawed at precisely 37 degrees, which matches body temperature, because the antibodies must never be shocked by sudden heat exposure. Plasma from multiple immunized Frisian horses is pooled together to ensure consistent antibody concentration across every single dose produced. The pH must match human blood exactly at 7.4, because even slight deviation can denature the antibodies and render them ineffective.
This is cold ethanol precipitation, the same principle that Emil von Behring used in 1890, now refined over 130 years of continuous improvement.
At 15,000 RPM, the precipitate containing unwanted proteins is forced out, while the antibodies remain in solution. What pours off is antibody-rich, and what stays behind is discarded, because purity increases with every single processing step.
Tangential flow filtration acts as a molecular sieve where ethanol and salts pass through, but antibodies being too large for the pores are retained and concentrated.
Solvent detergent treatment destroys any enveloped viruses so the antibodies remain unharmed, but potential pathogens are eliminated completely.
A second precipitation removes remaining impurities, bringing the antibody solution to over 95% pure immunoglobulin. Every bottle is balanced to within 0.1 grams, because at these extreme speeds, any imbalance would destroy the machine completely.
That the purified antibodies are now resuspended, making this solution over 98% pure equine immunoglobulin that is ready for final formulation.
UV spectroscopy confirms antibody concentration, because every batch must meet exact specifications before moving forward in the process. A 0.22 micron filter removes any remaining bacteria, making the solution now sterile and ready for the filling process. The filling line operates under grade A cleanroom conditions, where the air itself is filtered to pharmaceutical standards. Each vial is filled to within 0.1 milliliter tolerance, because the dose must be absolutely exact. The rubber stopper creates an airtight seal, ensuring the medicine inside remains sterile for years of storage. The gold crimp cap is not just for visual identification, but serves as a tamper-evident seal that guarantees the integrity of each vial. Every single vial is inspected by human eyes, because while machines assist in the process, human judgment remains the final and most important check. The label carries the entire history of this vial, with the lot number tracing back to specific Clydesdale horses and specific donations made at the farm. Automated verification confirms every vial is correctly identified, because no labeling errors can escape this critical checkpoint in the process. Packaging is the final barrier protecting the vial from shipping damage, temperature chances, and any potential contamination. Finished product is stored at 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, because the antibodies remain stable for years under these carefully controlled conditions. No batch is released until sterility, potency, purity, and safety are all confirmed, which can take up to 14 days of testing. The qualified person's signature is legally binding, because they take personal responsibility for every single vial in the batch. From this facility, the medicine travels to hospitals, clinics, and emergency rooms across the entire country. The medicine is now on its way to where it is needed most. The cold chain holds firm as the antibodies that left the horse are still intact, and still potent, and still ready to save lives. That here, at the end of 130 years of refinement, the medicine does exactly what it did in 1890, which is save a life. The needle enters the vial, and 130 years of science, sacrifice, and refinement flow into that syringe. The horse that gave these antibodies is still here grazing at sunset, unaware that part of it is now inside a human body fighting to save a life. The story is not over, because new diseases will emerge, and new antibodies will be needed. And horses, as they have for 100. Von Behring won the first Nobel Prize in medicine for this discovery. He would recognize the antibodies, but he would marvel at the purity we achieve today. Today, equine antibody production spans 6 continents, with the same process refined locally while saving lives globally. Even as we engineer antibodies in laboratories, the equine model remains essential because horses produce antibodies that humans simply. It sits on a shelf somewhere right now, waiting for the moment. Someone's life depends on a horse they will never meet.
Across generations and across continents, and across wars and peacetime, hands have been reaching for the same thing.
Tomorrow morning they will walk into the barn again, because this is what they do and this is what they have done for 130 years. The equation is simple, involving a quarter horse and a toxin and time.
The blood equation, spanning 130 years and millions of lives, all built on one partnership.
Welcome to Purely Industrial TV. The coolest place to see how your favorite things are made. We use high-tech tool to take you inside factory to see amazing machines in action. We do not just copy video from internet. Instead, we use a special human AI team to create everything you see. First, we do our homework to research how items like soap and food are made so the fact always right. Then we use amazing AI program to help us draw and build the factory scenes. Finally, a real person spent a lot of time editing the video and adding sound to make sure they are fun and exciting to watch. Every video is a one of the kind masterpiece made just for this channel. These videos are made entirely by us and not the other creators. While we use smart computer to help make the picture a real human, always the boss of the project. Everything here is meant to teach you cool fact about the world of manufacturing in a way that very easy to understand. Thank you guys.